Do you remember what you said your burial or funeral after death wishes were years ago? How you wanted your funeral to be?
Yeah, I wanted to be posed
Yes.
on the bench, like with my arm out and my leg crossed, because I can never cross my leg in real life. So after life, I wanted my leg to be crossed. I wanted glasses on so people could sit next to me and take pictures at the funeral, and they could pose me too. I wanted to be imposable. I still kind of want that, but I don't want a funeral because I don't want to get buried. So maybe I want a funeral. I just don't want to get buried.
Yeah.
You can incinerate me.
Got to separate.
Throw
the two.
me in that oven, and
well,
you could do it yourself. Just put some charcoal.
Stop.
Some quick light
Shut
charcoal in my pockets.
Welcome back. If you're still here, thank you. After that stupid shit, welcome back
Hey,
for
y'all.
another
Hey.
episode of More to the Story. I'm Farron Moore.
I'm to hear more. Like, would you like to hear some more? Baby,
We don't stop.
I got...
So today we're going to talk about funerals and burials and such and things, because I have fairly strong feelings about them.
Farron wants her whole body, all her organs donated to science except for her vagina. She wants mountains made in an image of her vagina. You know what's funny? Your pose, like right here, only validates my ridiculousness. You was like, but I do.
Mount Clipmore.
You idiot.
No.
How long it take you to get it, man? I had to scale that bitch for about a month and a half before I got to the top of the cliff.
He got to the top and still didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Oh, I see what you did there. Good job.
Yeah, jokes.
Dick. Fatality.
I was so proud of myself that you called me a dick.
That was a good thing. That was good because you got
but
it.
I really do. Like, I want to just donate my body to science, let them do things, and then they'll cremate me and send me back to my family, whoever the fuck wants me.
Here's the thing, though. Because I get the whole donating your body or your organs to science, but that's assuming you're not going to live a long, healthy life. Like, if you die at 78, don't nobody want your old ass liver.
No, they still need you.
They want that old ass kidney.
Yes, they still need you.
They don't want mine.
And now, like, just with more research and a book I read that I can't remember the name of.
Is it one of the ones at home, or you read it online?
No, it was. I listened to an audiobook, really, but it was about
These nuts.
Shut the fuck up. God, I could just push you down, like. As soon as you stand up out of bed in the morning, just push your dumb ass down. What the fuck is it called? I don't even know how to search it. But anyway, I'll tell you what it's about.
That dick. I'm sorry. That was the last
you
one.
on punishment.
I just had to get that last one.
Turn off his mic. Please and thank you.
No.
Anyway, so it's about dead people and the things that the processes their bodies go through and the different ways their bodies can be used after death and all this. It gets like super graphic, and whoever I don't think it was the author who did the audible or the audio, but it may have been. Either way, she had a great voice for it. It was easy listening. But
I thought she was saying it. Did it like in the guy that did the intro to Thriller.
Oh no. Vincent.
We first take the bodies,
Vincent Price,
and then we take all of the insides.
No,
out.
she was very, very easy to listen to,
Oh,
and
man, that's boring.
keep to stick with the story. So it was great. But one of the things she talked about in depth was a body farm.
A what now?
So there's a patch of land that sometimes they're connected to universities, sometimes it's just like it's owned connected to like its own institution that studies death and like the stages of decomposition
Mm-hmm.
and the time of year, how your body would decompose, how the different parts of your body decompose. They like leave people, some bodies that are donated to science or unclaimed or whatever, are like laid out in the elements. And so they have to walk through these dead bodies and track the decomp of the bodies.
Oh shit! Let me tell
Ain't
you
that
something.
crazy? I was like,
It's gonna be damn
would
near
like to-
impossible for you to kill anybody and get away with it. That's all that let me know, and that's because of Forensic Files. Once I started watching Forensic Files, and I realized that they could tell how long somebody's been dead by the accumulation of certain insects on their bodies and how far
because
along they are.
some bugs can tell immediately when somebody dies from like miles away. They come
Yeah.
immediately, but once you pass a certain stage of death, they leave. Different bugs show up.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Can you
nuts.
imagine a fly sitting on a piece of shit like, oh, I'm about to fuck this shit? Did somebody just die? Just like, I'll be back for you shit because you ain't getting no older.
But no, even think about it. Like even when you're outside, you know, we have a dog. Fucking everybody in LA has a damn dog, and so you see dog shit quite often, and sometimes it has flies, but the older it gets, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so it's like at a certain point, it doesn't appeal to them
well,
anymore.
shit is like pizza. It's best when it's hot.
Moving right along. So, but I looked into, and you know how I feel about funerals and burials. It's all, in my opinion, it's all a huge waste
It's
of
a
money.
money pit.
It's
Which
a
is exactly
terrible
why
waste of money
me and
because
Melody are trying to get this funeral home.
people don't regularly, at least not in my experience, not in my community, my life, people don't regularly go visit grave sites.
They don't, yeah.
So you're
In
just
our community.
yes.
Yes.
So you're just once you're there, like you're just there, just taking up space, and I'm like, you
In the
had
ground.
you had your chance. It's
You're
done now.
Yeah.
Like exit stage left.
I agree with
So,
that. I agree. Because, I mean, I think in the Spanish community it's pretty big. Maybe in the white community too. Maybe they
I get it. I'm not like shutting anybody down, but I do know there's a lot of people that only do it because they think they're supposed to, and it's like you don't have to.
I don't even know where any of the plots of my family members are.
Don't have to.
I'm be honest with you. I found out my dad died 2 weeks after the funeral, and I happened to find out by happenstance. My stepbrother stepbrother saw me right in front of where y'all used to stay at, over there by Wesley Street. Right in front of your house is where he saw me. He's like, I was like, what's up? He's like, you know your daddy did, right? I was like, nah.
Good day to you too, sir.
That was literally the first thing he said. It's like, you know your daddy did, right? I was like, no.
He probably realized like you didn't know because you weren't at the funeral.
He was like, yeah, the funeral was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, wait, he's dead and the funeral already happened? Damn, what happened to his car? Because he had promised the car to me.
Did he?
It was a sky blue Chevy Impala. It was
Did
a
you
box
get it?
Chevy. Nope, the nigga that was talking to me had got it. And knew he had got it and didn't say nothing about it.
No.
It's all good.
Wah, wah.
It's all
Anyway,
good.
so I looked up like the origin of funerals and burials specifically because it's like, why do we do this? Who said this makes sense?
Yes.
And burying our dead has been a thing for over 100,000 years, which who knew? I didn't.
Over 100,000. I mean, I guess I can see.
Because
Well, no,
like
well,
actual burials. Are mummies that old though? Is it 100,000 years? Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So what are they talking about? Caveman? Caveman was using sticks to bury that dead? Like, what are we saying then? If not mummies.
Oh, shoot. Oh, here it is. So it just says as humans. They didn't give me. They probably lying. Yeah. So
Egypt's only 5,000 years old? I don't know time.
you do not. You do not.
Cam,
you thought it was people around 500 million years ago. Like,
I do not know time. When you give it real form, I be like, my mind is blown right now.
right.
Right. That's so crazy.
Oh, look at Cam over here.
Can't be knowing stuff, man. Can't be knowing stuff.
So, and it only started basically to prevent the odor of decay. Like it was just to like, oh my God, let's put them in the ground because when they're above ground, we smell them. It was not. That was the main reason. Then, of course, you have the give family members closure and prevent them from witnessing decomp. And in many cultures, it has been seen as a necessary step for the deceased to enter the afterlife or to give back to the cycle of life. So they're like, oh, we have to bury you because this is the only way you will cross over into the afterlife. So there's reasons like that. It's like,
when did people start burning bodies though? Because like I know some cultures did that, like send them out to sea on a raft and then set the raft on fire and stuff like that. Vikings used to do that. Yeah, so that's a dope way to go out. Set me on fire, bro. Wait. Whoa. I don't want that to. I don't want welcome me into hell. Because he already lit.
No, but you see it quite often. They even did it in a not so dated way, and it made me wonder if people still do it today. Because in the movie Beast of the Southern Wild, I was watching it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
When the main character, the little girl, when Hush Puppy, when her dad died, they put him in his little makeshift truck boat and set it on fire and sent them out into the water.
Yeah.
Pretty much down the river.
It would suck though if the boat burned faster than your body, and so then your body is just like only 10% burnt.
Well, that doesn't make sense because you're starting a fire on top of the body.
I mean, I was going off what you said. Like they put them in a truck boat, so I pictured it being kind of big, and the fire spreading first around there, and then it's sinking, and then your body cooling off, and then you be fish food for the
floating.
next fish food for the
your
next 3 weeks.
Your daughter looking out over the river,
swelling up and shit. Oh,
gross and
ass,
bloated,
dead ass, bloated ass body.
Shut up. So, burials are the earliest display of religious practice.
Really? More than prayer?
It's one of the earliest. I did not say like it's the earliest, but it's among them.
Okay.
Religious practices. And also, like I said, to keep decomp and wildlife at bay and spare people the smell and the sight. So it was really, burials are really for the people who are living, like to give them a sense of peace.
And closure.
But I looked more into coffins and how they became a thing, because I feel like the cost of a funeral is so much, and I feel like the casket like is a big chunk of that. Like those can get like super crazy fancy.
They can.
And there's more to that story I'll get to a little later.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I'm out here. But it started during the Civil War. Furniture makers had started making, they pretty much had to double duty as an undertaker. So they were making boxes to transport the dead. And when I first read it, because it wasn't super detailed, I'm like, oh, so were they making like a big ass box for several bodies, and then it caught on. So you started like kind of selling it like your dead loved one could have his own box. Pay me and I'll do a custom box just for you.
You say it started in the Civil War, but like when we watch westerns and shit, they always had like coffins leaning up against like the side of buildings.
So maybe that's inaccurate.
Interesting. Damn, that's crazy.
But, yeah, because I looked up specifically like coffins in United States. Like, how did this even become a thing?
Right.
And it said, during the Civil War.
Damn, westerns been lying to us this whole time.
Oh, are they? I don't watch Western, so I didn't know when the hell they were.
Wait,
They
really?
sound incredibly boring.
Because I thought Civil War. I thought that was like.
So it's not
Oh, you
inaccurate.
know what? No. Well, thought no Civil Wars with horses. I'm thinking World War I with like tanks and shit like that. Because I was like, well, why would they go back to horses if they had tanks? But
Sense because previously there was no other time when there were mass amounts of people that needed to be buried
yeah.
for war. So
Mm.
Oh, okay.
you got to put these bodies somewhere, like you were saying,
Right.
and then they marketed it to the people.
Okay. So
Huh.
we stand corrected and we learned a little bit. Westerns are not inaccurate. Westerns are post Civil War.
Gotcha.
Boom.
Okay.
Cam, cut yourself out. I just found that out all by myself.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis, Cam.
Uh,
It's amazing.
Cam's jealous. So, in modern times, there are plenty of casket options available from wooden to metal, and a lot of people like. There's even like a earth friendly caskets now, which I thought was cool.
Do they decompose over time? They
Like
break
they-
down?
yeah,
or
they
they
break
made
down.
from? Okay.
They break down so that it's not just like a hunk of metal underground for all eternity
Right.
until
They
somebody
reselling it like
buys
nah,
the
this,
land and builds on top of your body.
This casket is actually made from 40% of the materials are from plastic bottles. Hmm?
What I
What's
should have looked up though, which I didn't, and I probably will just for my own amusement, is like, what is it? The cemeteries.
Uh-huh.
It's a finite space.
Right.
So once you run out of space, how are you still doing business? What are you
I
doing?
feel like they digging them bodies up.
right. I
and-
feel
Because
feel
they
like
like
that, but then
cemeteries
it's
been
like,
around for a
what's
long
actually
time,
happening?
and they still
But-
selling plots. Some of them bodies is gone. I feel like that once you've been there for 75 to 100 years, and your family ain't coming, they be having surveillance. Like, anybody been to any of these plots over here? Like, nah, man, ain't nobody. All right, well, let's dig them up, set them on
The
fire.
only one that's gonna
repack
like
it.
stand the test of time is Michael Jackson's.
Yeah.
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 That makes sense because they could fit more.
Yeah.
Which I've always wondered if they're doing that like more mainstream now, because it seemed when I was younger, headstones were so far apart, like it made sense
Yeah.
that there was a casket under there, but now they're so freaking close together. There's like
Yeah.
there's no
They
way
running out of space.
there's like a 6-foot box under this
Yeah.
headstone because they're so freaking like close
Like,
on
how
all
did you even
sides.
dig that hole? Maybe they just did one big hole. Well, I'm thinking about for the war, because the war tombstones, like they're like just like the size of a magazine. Like
Oh,
that's
mhm.
that's that small. So I feel like it's just one big hole, and they're just dropping the boxes in and then filling the dirt back up. Because there's no way possible
Maybe.
they're digging those individual holes and they're that close without
Right.
it falling out. I'm good. That dirt ain't standing up like that, fam.
So I just looked at just a little bit practices around the world,
Mm-hmm.
and they bury underground in Mesopotamia because they felt like they'll have a shorter journey to the netherworld. So that's their reason for burying bodies. Ancient Egyptians buried the dead underground as well, in addition to their famous tomb burials. And the deceased of ancient Egypt were typically laid to rest underground with shabti dolls. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which would help the person's soul with chores in the afterlife. Which I'm like, what the fuck you got to do once you
Bruh.
dead? Like, just
You
let
mean
me
to
be
tell me I got to
that.
sweep in heaven? The streets are paved with gold. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so
Everybody
but you
got
know,
wings.
like we've seen in movies and stuff. Hell, we just watched The Mummy the other day. Not saying The Mummy is
Accurate, by any
accurate,
means.
but that was one of the things. Like there were
Yeah.
dolls in the tomb with them.
Anux on the moon.
Egyptians also led the way in marking individual graves with carved stones. So they started that in Egypt.
Yeah.
Romans felt so strongly about proper burial practices being upheld that a monthly funeral insurance membership was common throughout Rome.
With like life insurance? That sounds like
Members would pay monthly dues to make sure their funerals took place in accordance with their status in the community.
that sounds like life insurance.
Pretty much.
Because I mean,
But
that's
this
assuring
is
that
like
you have the money.
specific to your funeral.
Right.
When life insurance is like, hey, take care of some debt when I'm out.
Yeah, like a funeral is part of that debt, and
Yeah,
you can make
true.
sure that you have the funeral the way that you want it to have it.
Yeah. Which
But this
my
is
feelings,
according to status though.
yes.
So like if you're a king or a knight or a sir or whatever,
or just some wealthy
sheep herder.
nobleman. Can noble people be wealthy? I don't know class things.
No, you don't, darling. No, you don't.
Shut the fuck up.
It's so obvious.
Oh my
Yes, yes.
Oh my god. I swear for God. I could just trade you in.
You ain't gonna get nothing better.
So, Philippines
Mhm.
blindfold
live
their
there.
dead. Shut up. No, you didn't. They blindfold the dead.
Oh yeah.
In Apayo, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Families bury departed loved ones under their kitchens.
Mhm. So what? They dig up the floor and then. That's a lot, bro.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
I don't know, but it's like it depends on where you are in the Philippines because it like changes depending on
Mhm.
like what area you're in.
They'll
Like
be showing
this
you a house and
says-
be like, and this is the kitchen, and this is the floor, and you actually
People-
pull all of this back so
What
you
is
can
this?
bury all of your children.
Cavatino, I guess it's pronounced. I'm probably saying it wrong. People near Manila bury the dead in hollowed out tree trunks. And the Tinguian seat the dead in a chair and place a lit cigarette between their lips. And all of this is in the Philippines. Just it's regional.
Player.
It's regional.
It's a wicker
that
seat too.
crazy?
It has to be wicker, or else the guys won't accept them.
Ooh.
I don't know that to be true.
You don't.
I hope that's true.
But what was fun?
Hold on,
and-
wait. Can you imagine a store in the Philippines that only sells wicker chairs just for death?
Yo, it's not too far removed from this next thing I'm gonna say. Like, listen. So Ghana
Mhm.
does fantasy coffins. Did you know that?
What's fantasy coffins?
Oh my God, they're amazing.
I
So
feel like as soon as you walk in the store, it goes.
No, like, people- the only thing I didn't find is like who picks it, or is this for people who know they're knocking on death's door and they're like, hey, this is what I want my coffin to look like, but they make them look like cars.
Oh,
They make them look
some
like
of these, yes.
chili peppers, whole houses.
I haven't seen
like
that.
they're so fucking dope.
I've only seen like the car
look,
one.
I'm going to show you right now. That's a house, but it's a coffin.
Oh, right.
Um,
That looks like a torpedo. What was that one at the bottom? Oh, wow. That looked like a whole fucking van.
yes,
Who got the plot space
Look.
for this?
it's a car.
Is that the coffin?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
it's so nuts.
We have to figure out
It's
if
so
we can
cool,
put this
though.
in
Look,
the description.
yes.
You guys have to. You have to see
see
this.
this.
This is crazy.
But yeah, did you see this one? It's a Mercedes. They got the little emblem and everything.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
did you
Oh
talk
wait,
to Mercedes
can
before
you
you
send
did
that to Cam? Cam, can we put these in the notes for this video? That has to be
Yes.
in here.
Okay.
That is
It's
crazy.
pretty dope, but it's a
boss.
whole market for it. You see the back of this one, and it has on the license plate it says
John,
John R.I.P. It's so cool, and I meant to bug Jen about this
Mhm.
because Jen is Ghanaian, so I was like, Jen, is this a thing? Have you seen these up close?
Yeah.
Do you have pictures?
But Jen didn't grow. Her parents saw it, right? She wasn't born in Ghana.
No, she wasn't, but her parents are like first generation.
Their first generation
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Madagascar, every 2 to 7 years, family members visit their ancestral crypts to exhume the bodies of the dead.
Exhume them, like take them
They
out.
take them. That's what exhume means. They take them out And each family wraps its dead in silk, sprays the bodies with wine, and brings them out of the crypts for a community celebration every 2 to 7 years.
First of all, who bringing the candles and the incense to hide that smell? Cause
Stick
old
some
wine.
plugs up your nose. I don't
Oh
know.
my God, old wine mixed with rotting flesh in the heat.
Yes.
Madagascar just sounds hot. I don't know if it is year round, but
well,
it just
according
sounds.
to that DreamWorks cartoon, it's a desertous place.
No, thank you.
Oh my God. Okay. This was so interesting. Like I was so excited when I was searching this stuff, just learning different cultures, burial practices. So Tibetan sky burial is a thing.
I like that word,
Tibetan.
Tibetan.
Yeah. Once the consciousness has left the body, it's an empty vessel. So Tibetans feel that there's no need to preserve the body. They believe it's best for animals to use it for nourishment. So they just leave it out there in the elements and let the animals circle of life.
Man, if they better season me, bro.
What?
Season me,
Why?
bro. Make me good for the animals. Put a little
Animals
meat.
don't need seasoning.
Listen, put a little meat tenderizer on me and leave me in a refrigerator for a
then
couple
they
days.
won't eat you.
Why not? I'll be
Because-
super tender, and I'm thick. Man, them motherfuckers gonna come on over. Hey, I'm finna fuck Red over there up, boy. Y'all see Red out there? Hey, boy.
I hate you.
Hey.
So just stop.
All right, cool.
So anyway, so now in the United States, people are choosing to forego preservation of the body. So they're just like, forget the chemicals and stuff that's used to preserve the body. Just bury it as is, in a more for a more like
Natural.
green,
Oh, okay.
eco-friendly way, because the
Embalm-
casket breaks down and without all the chemicals and stuff, then everything is free to go back into the earth without causing issues.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that's dope as well, but then how long does it take? Like, how long am I going to be there, like just worm food? I don't know why I care, but I do. So I looked up why we chose 6 feet deep for burials, and there was like a gang of reasons why.
Okay.
What? Say.
I just I remember I thought I looked this up and I thought it was because like 6 feet was the depth that you needed to like not float up if it flooded or something like that. I thought. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
And I know for a fact that's not a thing because in New Orleans, I told you I went on a cemetery tour.
Yeah, they
down there, and they tried the whole burying thing, in that when they would flood, the bodies would come up. So 6 feet deep had nothing to do with it. They just had like caskets floating
Maybe
all
I was
over the
thinking
place.
about New Orleans and just switched it. My bad. Go ahead though.
So they do it because it prevents animals from digging them up. They can't
Right.
smell them that far, I guess. Or if they can, they're not gonna stick around long enough to dig for 6 fucking
Not only
feet.
that, they gotta get through the coffin.
Yes. It can slow or deter grave robbers, which I hope that's not still a thing, but maybe we should look into it because maybe we should talk about it. 6 feet is the approximate height of a man, allowing a grave digger to safely enter and exit the hole during digging. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. I just assume a ladder was involved, but maybe not. Maybe he just
Maybe back in the old days.
maybe he can hop out the hole. I don't know. Whatever. So it's deep enough that farmers won't dig up the bodies while turning their land at a later date. But also don't tell me that, because farming over a dead body. And 6 feet is a safe depth at which you don't need to install supports to avoid a cave-in or collapse. Which
While you're digging the hole.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Digging things. I don't know things. In the 1600s, medical practitioners also believed that dead bodies could spread diseases like plague. And 1600s, they were wrong about everything medical.
Everything. They were the
So,
worst.
but they issued orders that that grave diggers must dig holes at least 6 feet deep in order to prevent this spread. So
All right.
also that. So now today there is no federal law regarding grave depth. states and cities determine their own regulations and stuff. Some regions have requirements as low as 2 feet, and some are like 18 inches for a casket burial. So I'm like,
Damn.
but back to New Orleans because I really, really like the story behind what they do.
Of
I
it
think
being
it's
buried on top of the land
yes.
in the crypts
So
and things like that.
yeah. So early settlers struggled with the burying for the reason that I said. The water table was too high, and the graves would just end up being mud.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, and the caskets would end up floating, and it was gross. So now they basically the person's body pretty much goes into a bag and is put in like the family tomb. The family has a tomb, or they also have like basically gin pop tombs too. Like if you don't have like a family one, then they have a place to put you, and so you're like put into this bag, and put in there and just allowed to decompose, and they leave you there. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. So early settlers, they tried placing stones on top of coffins. That didn't work. And family tombs, they look like the miniature houses. I'm sure people have seen, hell, if you've seen, what's that show?
A show?
It was a show that's
Oh,
based in
Tiny
New
House?
Orleans
Oh no, not that.
about the vampires.
About the vampires.
Vampires and werewolves and shit.
Oh, True Blood.
True Blood. So True Blood like showed quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
of how the cemeteries and stuff look. But you're put into a bag and you like placed in there, and you have to stay there. I think they say for a full year, a year and a day. Your body stays there for a year and a day, and after that, they just push what's left of your remains to the back to fall to the earth, to the back of the tomb to fall to the earth. And if someone else in your family dies before that year, that person is put in the like gin pop spot, until that the first family member reaches their date, and then they push them back and they replace them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like it's pretty cool. Oh, and it's not a year, it's 2 years. It's a 2-year period. So you have to stay there for 2 years.
Okay.
Anyway, so the cost of, because I looked at my main reason, because I didn't grow up wealthy, like we were barely even comfortable when I was a child financially. So once I got older and I learned how much funerals cost and how much families struggle with doing it, I'm like, okay, first and foremost, I need life insurance. And even with life insurance, I need to tell my family, don't waste this money on trying to have a funeral and bury me. Use that money for something else. Cremate me, donate me, and if you donate me, then they usually pay for the cremation part of it, so you won't have to foot the bill for anything. Like, you ain't got to find me no fresh outfit to be viewed in. I just don't want to be, I want my family to see me dead. Like, I hate the fact that my last image of some people is of them dead.
But what if you pose too? What if you pose like this?
I'm still dead.
Yeah,
and I still don't, like, you still never look as good.
No, you got to have glasses on. You got to make it like a masquerade ball or something like that.
No.
Man, you ain't got no vision.
No. Your mama. Anyway, so the average funeral costs between $7,000 and $12,000, which is fuck balls crazy. And that includes a viewing, a burial, and service fees, transporting remains to a funeral home, a casket, embalming, and any other preparation.
And let me tell you this, the funeral home wants, one, to get paid, and two, the death certificate. You have to pay for the death certificate, and you have to pay for that funeral before you can get one or the other. So get life insurance.
The funeral market is worth around $20 billion annually.
Listen,
With
we find a location in St. Louis, we're getting one.
really,
Yes.
and I mean it's 2.4 million funerals a year. So, I mean,
I mean,
'cause,
life is the
people
one
die.
thing. Yeah, people don't make it out alive from.
Yeah, very true. So, like I said, I completely support body donation. Depending on there are some institutions that, and research this on your own, folks, but there are some institutions that'll just charge you for they're like, once they're done doing whatever they're going to do, science-y to your body, they like put it on you to pay for the cremation. But some institutions, some organizations will actually do it for you and send you the cremains. And I talked to the kid about this too, in depth, because she's the type of person, she would want my remains. And she was like, but I would be scared of something like happening, to them or whatever. And I get that, but I'm
What's it
also,
mean? Something like
I
she
mean,
dropping it or
just
something like that?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like just because she was saying that she would want to keep them and not like scatter them somewhere, and I'm like, well, at that point, it's not up to me. That's up to you. And if you lose, it wasn't really me, so it's
Yeah.
okay. But I do think it's cool, and I did encourage her to have my cremains turned into a diamond. Because
Yeah.
that's a thing, and I am here for it.
I first heard about that in a Nas song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he talked about that in the song, that you could do that.
I can't even remember. I think I found out about it years ago and was like, that's pretty dope, when I first started looking into body donation. But now I'm like, if she's like not super excited about the whole keeping my cremains type thing, then it's like, send me to a body farm. I don't care. I have no say anymore. It doesn't matter. But anyway, the cremation diamonds, they need about 8 ounces of ashes or 0.4 ounces of hair, which is okay. It just seems so widely different, but whatever. For a diamond to be created, and it's anywhere from what is it, a quarter carat, fourth of a carat? What's the jewelry way of saying it? Quarter carat. Let's go with that. Starts at $2,400, and a full carat is pretty much $15,000. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
So crazy. And you could get them in different colors. You get like a colorless one. You get blue. You get black. A green diamond. Why? But go for it.
That's
A
an
yellow
emerald.
diamond.
Canary.
Yeah. I was like, that's so cool. I wish I could turn myself into a diamond right now. But
You cut off both your pinkies and your pinky toes. I might give you the 8 ounces that you need. Of
I need
ashes.
those.
Well, you ain't wearing no rings on either one of those.
I need them so I can stick it up when I'm drinking tea. Like the classy lady I am.
Bless your heart. Bless your little heart.
But yeah, so that's mine. So did I sway you yet? Do you want to be donated to science instead of posed
I can
like Stretch Armstrong?
Oh man, it's a tough decision.
I put you on the
Really,
spot.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want right now, because I got plans to kill you in a couple hours.
Oh shit. Let's go with. All right, fine. I don't know.
You suck.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to get cremated at the end. I don't really see the need of going in the ground.
Yeah.
I just don't know, like, if my organs would be any good for.
But they
donation.
don't really need them to be, because whatever's wrong with them, they can learn from it. So it's fine. Yes,
Okay.
it's all fine. But I'm definitely going to share that page about the Ghanaian whatchajiggies coffins.
Yeah.
Because that was super dope. And now I'm like, maybe
I wonder what the
maybe I
prices
do want
start
one.
like.
I don't know. You probably spend more trying to get it. Oh, coffins like this can cost up to $1,000 US.
That's not that bad at all.
So it's not. You're like I was about to say. You'll probably spend more trying to get it to the states
Oh yeah, you definitely.
than you would getting it made, since it looks like no one in the states is making them. So, but that's all I have about that. But this was fun. Send us topics you want to hear our our view on to more to the story podcast at gmail.com. And also we want your disturbing DMs. Who's in your DMs? What reckless shit are they saying? What pics are they sending? Let's get messy. We're here for it. That's more to the story podcast at gmail.com. Peace out.
See you next week.